Mark 6 says this, starting in verse 30. The apostles returned to Jesus from their ministry tour and told him all that they had done and what they had taught. Then Jesus said, "Let's get away from the crowds for a while and rest." There were so many people coming and going that Jesus and his apostles didn't even have time to eat. They left by boat for a quiet spot. But many people saw them leaving, and many people from many towns ran ahead along the shore and met them as they landed. A vast crowd was there, and as he stepped from the boat, he had compassion on them, for they were like sheep without a shepherd. So he taught them many things. Late in the afternoon, his disciples came to him and said, "This is a desolate place, and it's getting late. Send the crowds away so they can go to the nearby farms and villages and buy themselves some food." But Jesus said, "You feed them." "With what?" they asked. "It would take a small fortune to buy food for all this crowd." "How much food do you have?" Jesus asked. "Go and find out." They came back and reported, "We have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Then Jesus told the crowd to sit down in groups on the green grass. So they sat in groups of 50 or 100. Jesus took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looked up towards heaven, and asked God's blessing on the food. Breaking the loaves into pieces, he kept giving the bread and fish to the disciples to give to the people. They ate as much as they wanted, and they picked up the 12 baskets left over of bread and fish. Overall, 5,000 men had eaten from those 5 loaves. First thing we learn from this, before the passage starts, Jesus actually tells his disciples to get some rest, to spend some time alone with him after doing so many things for him. It's very important if you're a Christian, if you're serving the Lord, it's so important to spend that time alone with God too, because Jesus said, get away from the crowds for a while and rest. God actually wants you sometimes to take a step back and rest so that you can be recharged to go back out and do more things. That happens to me a lot. Sometimes I'm pouring out, I'm doing things for the Lord, and God says, wait, slow down, spend some time with me. Another thing is God is a miracle worker. He could take 5 loaves and 2 fish and feed 5,000 with them. And what's amazing, guys, what's really amazing is God can take the little that you have and multiply it. You might say, I only have a little faith to give God. God can multiply it. You might say, I only have a little ability to read the Bible. God can bless that time far beyond you expect. I only have a little bit of hope. I only have a little bit of peace. Bring that to God and ask him to give you more and more. And God can do more abundantly than anything we ask or think. God's provision is perfect. He fed all of those people, and then there was 12 baskets left over. What's amazing is there's 12 disciples. So God provided for all the people and made sure there was the exact amount left that would make sure the disciples had some stuff to take home with them. What's cool too is it says that Jesus was trying to spend alone time, but then he saw the people, and Jesus didn't ignore them and see them as a distraction, but he actually had compassion on them. That's encouraging to me.